Marshall and the Berks Suicide Prevention Task Force. Welcome to the dedication of our Hope Blossoms mural. It's great to see everyone here. It's amazing what this community can do when everyone pulls together. Obviously, we've had hundreds of people work on this project, and we probably could have had a couple hundred more, except we ran out of mural. So if we can get everyone home at their appointed times, I'd like to get on with the program. First, read the dedication. The Hope Blossoms mural is dedicated to persons experiencing mental health challenges and to those who may be contemplating suicide. It is dedicated to family members, friends, and acquaintances who may have been impacted by the suicide of others. This mural is also dedicated to the first responders, physicians, nurses, social workers, therapists, and various direct support professionals for their selfless care, commitment, and support of persons facing mental health challenges. The mural demonstrates to those in crisis and to all of the Berks County community that hope truly blossoms. Thank you. Thanks. Right now, I'd like you to meet both the artist and the mural coordinator. Greg Didyoung is the artist. Greg, if you'd come forward.
Right here, Tom.
Hey, thank you guys all for being here today. It was an honor to get to design a mural that means so much to the community. I'm just kind of going to go through how we came to this design. I saw a lot of parallels between this and mental health because I did my first design and I sent it to Tom and he goes, artistically, this is the best thing we've ever seen, but it's not what we want. So I had to go back and do another design and same story. So then I had to say, okay, let's not think as an artist, but let's think mental health. How can I address this serious nature of suicide and mental struggles and yet still be visually pleasing? So I started to think universal. Let's not target one group of people, but let's just do the human element. And then I put in the contrasting dark sky and the flowers to kind of show you the highs and lows that mental health has. The flower brain shows the delicacy and the beauty of the mind. And then around it are these Tetris pieces. I didn't like a puzzle. A puzzle is very exact and fits together. So I thought Tetris has some variables in it, some play, just like mental health. There's no exact answer. There's no one-fits-all solution. So these Tetris pieces are kind of representation of the not direct path to wellness. So that's kind of how it all came together. And I want to say that this is our mural, because if you notice, it's not only the pagoda, but there's the whole city skyline up there. You have the courthouse, you have the services center, you have the Madison building. So this is our mural. And although I'm the designer, this is all of you guys that helped paint it. This is our mural. So thank you so much for having me on board as a designer. It's truly been an honor and just to meet everybody and a hell of a community here. So thank you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Great job. Next, I'd like to introduce Mike. Mike is our mural coordinator and mural extraordinaire. If the county has a poet laureate, this is the mural laureate. Not only does Mike do a lot of the artwork himself, but his heart is in everything he does, and it's tough to get him to stop working. So I do want to give an opportunity for Mike to talk about the process that he went through and what he's done to contribute to the success of this. Mike?
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, everybody, for coming out today. And I think, yeah, what Tom said is, and Greg, that this is our mural and we painted it. Wave if you've helped paint on this mural. Look at all those hands. It's so great. There were hundreds of people that worked on this project, and I just love that we can create works like this when we when we work together. And the other thing that Tom mentioned was that there were still people asking after we had finished, can I help? Can I help? Can I help? And I really hope that this mural is starting some more downtown. I think there's a need and there's a desire, and hopefully we can put all the pieces together and create more beautiful works like this in the city, using, folks who are interested in helping and motivating our youth and employing artists and, working all together to make our city more visually interesting.
Take any questions?
I'm gonna invite Greg back up here, and he and I are gonna talk a little bit about just how the process worked. I had multiple painting workshops throughout the county with many different groups. And if you look in the program today, you'll see all those groups listed. Once those pieces were finished, I had a small elite group of painters who came to my backyard and my garage to help with the final details to put those pieces together. That's the Reading Avenue Painting Guild. So, and you know who you are. Thank you so much for giving the extra hours there. And then it became time to begin to put all the pieces together. Everything was organized. We laid out the pieces at all the mural material at Wyomissing High School in the gym to make sure that we had all the pieces, and I'm glad we did that because we didn't. And then we quickly got those pieces together.
And on a side note here,
I do have little mini murals that I will be presenting to Are You OK Berks. Mike, you'll be getting one too, and then Threshold will have one too. So this is kind of what I do professionally, but just kind of a cool, just to show my process, and Mike taught me his process of kind of the combination of the pre-painted panels and then on the wall with the big lift. So it was kind of fascinating to see how it kind of gets put together, and we had a lot of questions about how did you guys do this and how did you get it all done in 1 week? And I'm like, well, it was not 1 week of painting, it was almost a year of all these communities, everybody coming together to paint it. And then we were able to thankfully have one nice week of weather, and we got it up and it looks great. So
yeah, painting on, a lot of people just think murals are painted directly on the wall, and the way we did this is it's painted on polyester interfacing. So it's plastic. It's basically the same thing that paint is made of. So we were able to take this to different places all over the county, and that's where we can have hundreds of people. We didn't have hundreds of people up on scaffolding or in the bucket lift, fortunately. It was bad enough just me up there, and Greg at times. But yeah, so then Greg had the pieces on the ground mostly to get this to attach. We put a clear gel medium on the back of each piece, and then it gets lifted in place. If you look up at the top, you can kind of see very closely, because many of you are muralists as you've helped with it. You can see the portions that were painted not directly on the wall, but a lot of this at the bottom was painted directly on the wall, and I know we have some of those painters here today too. So there are many ways to make murals.
And hopefully, we said this before, but hopefully this is the start of many more murals in the city of Reading. So hopefully this spearheads that movement, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Thanks, guys. These guys really are the heart and soul of this project. I would stop here on my way to work every morning, and they were here. I'd stop here on my way from work every evening, and they were here. So believe me when I say we could not have done this without their artistic efforts and their physical labor, which really contributed to this. So again, thank you, gentlemen. We do have some folks that would like to give some remarks. Is Mayor Moran here? I know he was tight for scheduling and may not have been able to make it, so looks like not. Commissioner Barnhart.
You excited me because usually Christian goes first. So good afternoon, everyone. What an inspirational message of hope. How about it, huh? And such an amazing turnout of people to celebrate this. Looking at the pamphlet, you know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to create an amazing masterpiece like this. And my assistant actually spends a lot of time on the 16th floor of the services center at our fitness center. She said you can see it from the 16th floor. So it's a great message, not just on Cherry Street, but throughout the community. And I was just talking to Marcia Goodman-Hintershit City Council. We're on the opioids task force, and I know several of the comments were, let's do this throughout the city. We're really going to be focusing, moving forward, on something to deal with the opioids crisis too. So you've been an inspiration with suicide prevention. Let's keep the energy going in Greater Reading area. This is just amazing, and I just so much love this community, and this is why I love this community, because of an effort like this really paying dividends for everyone. So thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Commissioner Leinbach. Just so you all know, we did it alphabetically by last name.
Sure, that's what they all say. Okay, let me tell you, as commissioners, we love supporting these kind of events. Commissioner Barnhart, Commissioner Rivera, but I have a very simple message, and Commissioner Barnhart already alluded to it. If you want to make a difference in a community, it rarely occurs with just one person or just one organization. In spite of the great talent of Greg, the artist, and Mike, I am sure you will agree that beyond threshold and service access management, this couldn't have happened unless the community came together. Volunteers came together. You have a list of special thanks and community partners. This is what changes communities. This is what changes Reading. This is what changes Berks County. Thank you, everyone that was involved in this. God bless you, and let's keep working together to make our community even better. God bless.
Commissioner Rivera.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure being here, and I'm normally the last one, and it's not just because my name is Rivera, so I guess because I'm the most junior of all the commissioners. But it's truly an honor and a pleasure to be here today to celebrate this mural. This mural is about suicide prevention, is about mental health, but it's not only about that. It's about bringing a community together to work together on something that's important, that has meaning. And like Commissioner Leinbach said, this would not have happened just with Mike and Greg. It takes all of you to come together, to work together with one purpose, one idea in mind to be able to make this happen. And that's important because suicide and mental health is not something that just affects the city. It's not something that just affects people of a certain age or a certain gender or a certain ethnicity or a certain color. It's something that affects or can affect every single one of us. And many of us, I'm sure, that have either been through it or have a family member or friend that is going through difficult mental health situations. So thank you for the work that you did. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for supporting this. And let's continue working together to be able to have a positive impact in our community. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. I do want to go through the list of special thank yous. CertaPro Painters. CertaPro is the company that came and prepared the surface of the mural wall, so big thanks to them. Stephanie Weaver, County of Berks Public Relations Officer. I don't know if Stephanie's here or not. Oh, hi Stephanie, nice to see you. She did all the press releases for us. Pam Seaman, Administrator of the Berks County MHDD office. Pam, you here? Thank you. The MHDD office is one of the sponsors. Michelle Ruano Weber, Deputy Administrator of the Berks County MHDD program. Michelle? Oh, you shouldn't be all the way in the back. Michelle was in charge of the weather, by the way. So a special thanks to her. Another one of our sponsors, Nan Haver, President and CEO of Service Access and Management. I know Nan is here. Nan. Amy Grove, Director of Crisis Intervention and Delegate Services from SAM. Stephen McCulick, Principal, LaSalle Academy. Steve was gracious enough to allow us to borrow his public address system today. The Threshold Are You OK 5K Committee. This is the group of staff at Threshold that put our fundraising event together, 95 of which of the proceeds are directed toward furthering the Are You OK initiative in Berks County. The Reading Parking Authority graciously allowed us to park here without any parking enforcement this afternoon, so thanks to them. Megan Kerber, Associate Vice President of Institutional Advancement at Alvernia. Megan was actually with Berks Art when we began this project and was extremely beneficial in helping us to steer us to get our approvals from the Architectural Review Board. This building, the Mosaic House building, is in an historical architectural district, so we had to get approval before we could proceed with that. Adele Shade, I met Adele before. There's Adele, Director of the Science Research Institute at Albright, another one of our sponsors. Berks Art, as I mentioned. United Way of Berks County. United Way saw the project that we were working on and put out a call for volunteers. And because so many people follow them in social media, a lot of folks called us and asked if they could help out. Also want to recognize the retired director of the Berks County MHTD office, Dr. Ed Mahalik. He's the one who originally convened the Suicide Prevention Task Force. Ed's in the back there. So thank him for getting this all together, and hopefully in the near future we'll be able to announce that Ed has joined us as a member of our senior management team. If you would look to the back the back page and the back cover is an explanation of the various programs that our sponsors offer. So please, when you get time, take a look at that. They were very generous in their support of this project, and we certainly couldn't have undertaken it without their efforts. Last but not least, the members of the Berks Suicide Prevention Task Force. I see a number of you here. If you'd raise your hands so that we could recognize you and thank you for all the efforts on behalf of persons with mental illness in Berks County. That concludes our program. Please feel free to come about and take a closer look at the mural or just continue socializing. So again, thank you all for being here today. It's a great testament to everything the community can do as a whole. So thank you.
If I could ask one more favor of everyone, if you could all move this way in front of the mural. I have a ladder. I'd like to get as many of us together because we're the artists, not Greg and I. Yeah. It's all of us. So I want to get that picture. So please come. Let's just kind of stand in a group here. Thanks.
I think they want
Pam. Ken, go sideways. Landscape. Here we go.
Can you get it?
Oh, awesome.
everybody. Stacy, Tim.
Too tall for the front.
Hey.
I'm too tall for the front. Someone tell me. I like it.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna take a picture. Amber.
Bye, Mom.